Hey, good morning. It's Lori, the armchair chef, and Cujo and Zena coming to say hi. Having coffee, drinking out of my NutriBullet cup because all my coffee cups are dirty. Yeah, only the ones I use all the time. There's like 8 of them. I don't rinse them out. I leave them sitting when I leave out the door instead of going to the kitchen, rinsing it out and reusing it. So I end up with like about 6 of them stacked up there. They're in the sink right now. I can wash them and hang them back up. So I was very pleased to see so many people commenting on my video about next year's Mystery Yarn Challenge. I've had probably interest in every option that is out there, and I want to clarify. If you want to like it the way it is and you want to send and receive mystery yarn, that is one of the options. You have that option. I will be doing another video, and when I do my announcement to have you send me your emails, I will give you more information on what to tell me so I know what it is you want to do. Now, I did get a comment about somebody that doesn't have a lot of yarn storage, that doesn't have anywhere to put it. So that gave me the idea to maybe, if that's what your situation is, tell me how much yarn you want. Like, do you want like no more than a pound of yarn, which is 16 ounces, 2 pounds of yarn, 500 grams, whatever it is. I can add that when I send out your name to somebody. I mean, that'll help somebody that doesn't have a lot of yarn. They don't have to send a whole box. I like to send a lot because I have so much. But I do forget not everybody has the space to store it. But you can also send it along to somebody else if you have some yarn that you didn't want to use, or you have that you aren't finished with, you know. Another issue I thought that could be a problem is not enough people want yarn that are going to want to send yarn. Because I've already got several people that says, oh, I don't need yarn, but I'll send somebody yarn. So if you're one of those people that cannot don't have the means or can't send yarn because you don't have a lot and you would just like to receive yarn, that's not a bad thing. We're going to have plenty of people that want to send yarn, so don't feel guilty about getting some and not sending any, because that could change from month to month. Maybe you get yarn over 2 months that you don't use or don't finish, and you can send that off the 3rd month. See, that could be an option for you. So then the 3rd month you would choose to play differently. Now, I did get a question on how do I choose my projects and my whips. Well, the whips are easy because those are things that I've started and not finished. I have this tote of things I separated when I went through my projects. These are finished projects that need to be completed, like all my ends need to be sewn in. This is a keyhole scarf I made with the blanket yarn. And the edges, this is one that I made, it was triple crochet and double triple. So there's a lot of holes in it. So what I did was I made it smaller at this end down here so that it could be put into these big holes and made into a keyhole. But I still have all these ends to weave in. So that's what's in this container. This needs to be finished. Maybe put a pom-pom on the end of it or add an embellishment that I didn't do. This one has a real nasty floppy pom-pom that I have safety pinned on. This needs to be finished so that I can give it to somebody. Okay. And this one is the one I made with the flowers that I started as a hat, and I decided not to make the hat. But what I thought I would do is either continue it, or I would just fold it down and make it into a headband. So apparently this one I left it unfinished, and I have it safety pinned together because of the way I started it. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. So this is something that needs to be finished. That's in this container. This started as a hat and didn't turn out as a hat, but it did turn into a bag. So I need to finish this by putting a drawstring around it. And so it'll be a bag. And then that could be used as a gift bag this Christmas. Even I could put something in it and give it to somebody. And then they have this little thing they could keep or throw away. Let's see. This was, oh, I believe I made this a hat. I just need to cinch off one end. And because it's too skinny for a cowl, but I believe this could be big enough for a hat. So I just need to cinch off one end and finish that up, do something with it. And I have this that apparently it looks like it could be a bowl. I think that's what I ended up doing, was deciding this could be a bowl, but it's not very stiff. So what I could do is put something in it, or get some of that plastic canvas to put something in there to make it stiffer and make this a bowl. Because this can't be a hat. I think that's what I always started it, and it did not work out. This is when my hats were really turning out bad. This one I need ends woven in, and this one probably is finished. What I would like to do is make a flower like I did for on that red one and put on here. But this yarn I don't have anymore. This is the Dollar Tree yarn with the little puffy things on it. It's called Flowers. I don't think I have any more of this yarn unless it's in my scraps. But yeah, this was hat I made, and it goes with one of my shawls, but this needed the ends woven in. And this was a hat that ended up getting too big, and I made it tighter and cinched it. So I guess I don't know what this is going to be, because the way I finished it, it doesn't stretch. So I guess this could be a bag too. I don't know. And the last one is a bobble hat that's really, really big. So this could be for somebody with a really, really big head, but I don't think I was quite finished with it. If I kind of made it smaller and made it bigger, I probably could kind of do a slouchy or something, but it has bobbles on it, and I had used this yarn. Turned out very pretty, but I also have stuck this yarn with it so that I could do something. So I'm not sure. Some of these I'm gonna have to figure out what I want, how I want to finish them. And there's a pom-pom sitting in here, so I might have wanted to put a pom-pom on this one. So those are the ones that are done, but I still need to do something to them. Now, some of the other projects that are whips are kind of just things I bought to do something with and haven't really started. I bought a bunch of these. I showed in my other video, I bought a bunch of these. I bought a whole set of these, and some of them I have too. So when Bod was making her granny square blanket, she did a granny square, but I don't like doing so many different granny squares because I'm not that good at them. But I can make kids hats. They're small, they're fast. I could put them in my Etsy shop. I could do that. Or I could take them to, I know people that have little kids, I think. I don't know. But I'm not sure how big the hats are going to be. I would have to do one first to see. But yeah, I have the whole set. So that would be one. And then I had this one that I started with that universe yarn, and I was combining it. It was very skinny, so I combined it with the yellow and was making a scarf. So that I have to finish. So that is how I got my whips. Is before I started the mystery yarn challenge, I was crocheting, but I would get bored bored with something and just set it down and decide I want to start something else. Or I went online and I saw somebody make some. Oh, I want to make that. And that's what I did. I just dropped it and decided to go make something new. And I just bought, or I'd be out shopping and buy new yarn. Oh, that sounds cool. I'll make that. That yarn's pretty. And I just buy it without a project in mind. So I do have containers full of stuffed animals that I've matched up with yarn to make loveys. And that's going to be one of my whips, even though I've never started them, but I need to. So that'll be a whip because it's going to include projects too. So what I've done is I'm opening up my honeydew bucket list, and I'm going to tell you some of the things in here that I put in here as projects for the month that I could do. This I started for this whole year, and I just never got back to it because of all the mystery yarn challenges. That added a project to me and took away from doing this. This would have been 3 projects a month, and I can't crochet that fast. Me and Nanette don't work that way. One of these was, if I pull it out of here, it would be like an extra project. And it wasn't just a whip, it was use any 3-weight yarn in a project. So I just go pick out my 3-weight yarn and make something. So that's how I decided what I was going to put in here. They were not so much whips, but they were project ideas. This one, let's see, is make a dog sweater. Okay, I've done that a couple times, but make another one, and it's in there. Even though I've already made one, that'll be one of my projects. And this could be done with mystery yarn, but it doesn't always cohesive. It doesn't always work with the mystery yarn. This was do a cup cozy using my coffee and donut buttons that I bought at Joann's. Now they are, let's see, I think Sarah Satch made coffee cup coasters. That would look good with that too. So I threw project ideas in here. This could be something you could do. Is if you have ideas, look at your yarn. If you have ideas on what to do with your yarn, throw it in a container, and it'll still be a mystery. You'll still have a mystery challenge because you're going to have to do whatever it is that you pull out. And you're going to have to tell me what it is you're going to do. And then if you don't do that, then you didn't finish your project for the month. Wind spinners. I wanted to make wind spinners, so I have that on one of my papers. That way, if I forget that I wanted to do something, it's on here. And if I pull it out, oh yeah, I wanted to do that. So then I go grab the yarn, whatever it is. If it's a season, depending when I pull it out. Some people did some little curlicue thingies for their Christmas tree. Yeah, I could do that. And I have bells, and I bought beads and buttons and things that I'm getting from Temu. And I also have a tub. I'm so organized, I make myself a lot of work, but I have to be, otherwise I can't find anything. I have a tub that when I was going through and organizing all my crafting stuff, I went through all my crafting stuff. I had a tub, and if it was part of a project that I wanted to do, I threw it in that tub. So I know if I'm looking for my bells, or I'm looking for my hot glue gun, or I'm looking for something, it's in that tub. So that's how I try to organize myself. I try to make locations where I would put things. Where would you look for it if you were gonna do something? Bathroom stuff in the bathroom, kitchen stuff in the kitchen, garden stuff in a tub, car stuff in a tub, because I don't have a garage and I don't have a backyard, but I do have some garden things and some car things. So dog things, try to keep that all together. And I have one of those 3-tiered carts. I have drinks on it sitting in the living room so that when I want to go to work, I can just grab a couple off of there, put them in my bag, and then throw them in the fridge when I get to work. Because I live alone and I can do all this stuff. I don't have nobody complaining about what I do. So I dropped that. Yeah, that's how I decide. Well, the whips are easy because you know you're already started, but this is stuff that I I put in here, things I want to make. One of them was Creative Grandma does stitch of the week. Well, when I pull this out, make something out of the last stitch that she did. This one is Christmas lights. That was a project that I wanted to do where you crochet around Christmas lights, and it makes it like a yarn garland with lights on it. Well, this will be good for next year. I'm not going to get this done this year. You can use a rope light and crochet like white yarn around a rope light, and the light shines through, and you can use it to wrap something. Some rope lights you can make different colors, so you could use that all year round. So I go out when I see things online, it gives me ideas. I know some of you are like that, and you have lots of projects, lots of ideas, and maybe you'll start it and then get distracted or find out it's a little more difficult than you thought it was going to be. Let's see, this one is any whip. Anyone I want, I could pick, as long as it was something that had started. So yeah, I gave myself options to do anything, and I have all my whips were in these cubes. So what I would do is number the cubes, and there's a thing in here that says pick something out of number 2 cube or pick something out of number 4 cube. So it's still a mystery. If you want to organize it that way, you're still going to have a mystery. Just use your imagination. Come up with things that you want to make and put them in here. Now, if you have a yarn that you're dying to use, like one of these, I've been dying to use this stuff. It's the stuff that has all the different textures and things. I have one in the yellow and blue and one in the brown and purple. So what I could do is put the name, it's Bernat Baby Bundle and Bernat Home Bundle come like this. It's almost like the Bernat Casa, except it doesn't have fur. It just has textured yarn, boucle, blanket yarn, and some regular yarn. So you don't have to deal with the fur. So put a little paper in there that says Bernat Home Bundle Yarn. So when you pull that out, you can go online, look for a project, look for a pattern to make with it. So if you have a yarn you've been wanting to use, that gives you an opportunity and a motivation to use it because you drew it. So that is how I've been doing it. And while I've been out on the internet, I see things, I write them down. Now, what I did on here is I just wrote my whips down. Well, I did put the loveys because I have a lot of that I need to do, but these are the ones that I was in my cubes. So that is right now 20. That was 20. That was the 20 things. And I also have amigurumi kits. Now that should be in here too. I'm sure I have one. So, because I've never really made one. And I have several kits. So yeah, maybe I should, that will be on one of my papers where I will have to make an amigurumi from one of my kits. My bestie gave me a kit, and there's people that have gifted you yarn, and that should be on this list too. We're in this thing. Yarn that people have gifted you should never be used. It was meant to be loved and used. And so you should be trying to make something out of it. So I have yarn that people have gifted me, and I'm going to be, I have that set aside. Any gifts I have set aside. And I also have paper yarn made out of paper. And if I wait too long, that's not even going to be good anymore because it'll be all dried up and I won't be able to use it. So that might make a basket. I'm not sure, but that's in here too. My paper yarn. So that is what I decided to do. Now, because I have all this, that's why I really need to get this stuff done. I need to finish this. So instead of adding another project by getting mystery yarn, I'll draw one of these out, and that'll be my project for the month, and I'll announce it. And so that way, if I finish it, then I've succeeded in doing my mystery yarn challenge for the month. So I wanted to clarify a few things from the questions I got. in the comments. And if you're happy with the way it is, that's the way it's going to work for you. If you want to keep it the same, that's how you're going to play. You'll get yarn, you'll give yarn, and you'll make something. So you can be happy. If you really don't want any yarn, but you would have some that you'd like to send, I already have a few people that said, oh man, I would really like to do that because I have projects I need to finish. And I have a lot of yarn that I'd like to share that maybe I'm never going to use, or I bought it and decided I'm not going to use it. Yeah, 2 years ago, I bought yarn just because it was there. And that's how I ended up with 3 shit tons of blanket yarn. Yeah, not just one, 3. So I was watching somebody online who has a channel and was talking about what to do with your blanket yarn. And she had some ideas. So it's just that I know right now I'm not going to be able to do it because of what needs to be done. I was watching, like, it hurt just watching the video. So I have to wait a little bit till things calm down. After the holidays, it's going to calm down and I won't be using my hands so much doing packages. Grabbing the packages is really hurting it. So it will be getting better. It will be improving. I might be able to go back to therapy next year where he does my ultrasound on my hands. So he does ultrasound on my hands and we do heat and it really does help it feel better. So, and the red light therapy, I have a red light therapy here thing at home somewhere. I need to set it up. I could put my hands up it. That would help. It really does work. So you can participate regardless of what your means are, pretty much. And that can change from month to month. So each month, you're not making a commitment for the whole year. Each month, you're going to tell me which way you would like to participate. Like Wanda had a hell of a December. I'm really sorry about that. Things happen and yeah, it can get rough. So if something happens during the month that you aren't going to be able to finish or whatever, you just let me know. I don't want to put a burden on you. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a game. And so we're going to try this year and let people have options how they want to play. If that makes it less fun for you, then play the original way. However you want, because you'll still get yarn from somebody and you'll still be able to send somebody yarn. So yeah, getting yarn is so fun. I may be able to do that one month and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to get some mystery yarn and I'll play this month. So yeah, you can change your mind anytime you want. But I was liking the chance to get some of my whips done instead of starting a new project. Or if you think the yarn you get could be used to finish, a whip is a work in progress. You usually already have the yarn for that. I don't think getting mystery yarn would help you in something you've already started, unless it's a scrap blanket or something. But that would be up to you. So, okay. I really appreciate you guys commenting and giving me ideas and suggestions and sharing with me what your ideas are. I will always look around because I think of other things to tell you. But yeah, I finished my November challenge and I completed another new one that may or may not be a new one. It might have been yarn from October. I don't know. It might be yarn from another challenge that I used. But I made 2 sets of hats and scarves, and I took them to work, and I forgot to bring them back home. I almost gave them away without getting pictures. Yeah, that was bad. I just realized that. I didn't get pictures of them. So I'm going to bring them back, and I'm off Friday, so I'll probably do another video of my finished projects, those 2, and show them to you before I decide to give them away to somebody for Christmas. So, okay. All right. Thanks for watching. And if you are new and you have never played the Mystery Yarn Challenge before, you end up getting mystery yarn. If you want to, you can send mystery yarn to somebody and you make something with it. Very simple. I do this every month. And at the end of the month, I make the announcement for the following month. And usually by the first of the month, we try to send our packages out, and the project needs to be done by the second week of the following month. I give you about, because sometimes it takes a while for the yarn to go out. I try to give you 5 or 6 weeks to get the project finished. December, I do not do a mystery yarn challenge because of everybody's so busy. This December, I did Christmas card exchange or ornament exchange or whatever it was you wanted to exchange with each other. You had that option. And a Secret Santa, and some people have already got their Secret Santa things. So send me your pictures or do your videos, and I will be doing a presentation at the end. Now, I put these up here. I don't know who sent them, so I'm probably just going to do a slideshow of all these ornaments, and I'm not going to be able to say who gave them to me, but I'm just going to do that. This includes anybody that sent us stuff in my Mystery Yarn Challenge group, plus groups 4 and 5 of the Rad Girls, because they're up there too. They're up there too. And then my Christmas cards. So it's just going to be probably a slideshow of all of this stuff. I won't be able to tell you. You'll know. You know whose it is if you got it or if you made it. So and that's how it's going to be, because I didn't have any. I started writing them down. I started taking pictures, and then it's like I just don't have time for that. So I just was sticking them up, and I'll just do I'll probably take one shot of each one and put it together, and then we'll be done with that. And I have some earrings coming and some beads coming. And I don't know if I'm going to be, well, the earrings are Christmas, so hopefully I'll get them pretty soon so I can wear them. And if not, then I can make stitch markers. I can cut them off or send them to somebody who does make stitch markers, and they can use them for their next year for their Christmas stitch markers. So, oh yeah, I got Ellie's thing. Let me see. I should open some. Where is it? I put it here. Oh my gosh. I put them right here. Oh, there they are. What's today? I should open them now while I'm thinking about it. Okay, today is computer says it's the 6th, and I already opened 3. So now I need to do 4, 5, and 6. And we'll do that right now. Oh, awesome. There's 4. I'm glad I remembered, because I wouldn't hate to keep going and then have to do a ton of them. There's 6 or 9. There's 5. Ooh, yeah, where is 9? 12, 14, 8, 11. Oh, she put a line under the 6. This is the 6. Okay. Because I was wondering, we don't have 16. So that is the 6. This is the 9. So I have 4, 5, and 6. Very smart, Ellie. Thank you. But it takes somebody to figure it out for it to work. Okay. I'm going to open these right now so I can show you. Whoops, there's another one. Okay, let's do 4. It's got a little candy cane on there. The little puffy candy cane. Okay. Oh, this one's a penguin. Looks like a penguin with a surfboard or a taco. I like to think taco, but I think it's probably a surfboard. Oh, and I can never figure out how to get this. Oh, there it is. I have to put it in front of my face to get it to focus. Okay, then I can do that. Okay, there we go. It's a little penguin. That one's in silver. Okay, here we go. It's number 5. She must stock up on these, because I don't think they're all the same. Maybe she randomly does them because somebody else will open something the same day and it's not the same as what I got. Oh, here's one. It's a dangly. It's gold. And it's a holly berry. There we go, with some red and green beads. And That's double-sided. Very cool. And for the 6th, there's a gumdrop on the paper. Let's see. A lot of work. She deserves applause. Wrapping every single. Maybe she gets help. Maybe she's got kids somewhere that help her. Aww. I wanted to do my stuff in gingerbread this year, but I just didn't have the get started soon enough or have the energy. But here's a white gingerbread, and they always turn. Just ask Aaron. And yeah, they don't cooperate. And some green bees and red bees, and there we go. That's 4, 5, and 6, and I'll be putting them on my keychain holder. So that's from Ellie Lavis Stitch Markers. So if you're interested, check out her page, and she'll be having some coming up for probably St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Easter. So you can keep your eye out for those. Okay. All right. Bye. I don't think that shut off.